Commodores, comrades, Conrads, even, if that is your name. Joshes, Jacobs, Isaacs, Nathans, Ezekiels, Elijahs, Victors, all are welcome here. And if your name wasn't mentioned, well, guess what? Neither was mine. So, ayo. Welcome to the Rope Probe, episode 13, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't matter. This is another informal episode. I didn't do much prep. I didn't have much specific things to say. But I had time on my hands. And I guess there is something on my mind. Probably talked about it before. And that is all the beautiful, magnificent, heterogeneous, diverse ways that the fear of failure can manifest. Oh my God. It's like looking into a kaleidoscope, a fractal image and zooming in. Can never get to the bottom of it, right? Not necessarily true. I think you can get to the bottom of it because the first thing you have to do is to take action, to do a thing, even if it's shitty, i.e., this program you're watching right now. Now, ideally, at some point, it would get better, right? And I think it has. For instance, I'm wearing a hat now. And you can't see it, but I'm also using a tripod now. That's just something I happen to have now. That's not related to the show. And the production value is not going to go up either. I think we kind of peaked at this point. Besides the beautiful, wonderful guests that we're going to have on in the near future. But, yeah, man, this fear of failure. How do you best it? And what does it look like? Well, for me, and for many others, it looks like doing nothing. Literally wasting your time hiding in a corner, laying in a bed, suffocating your ambitions by just pretending they don't exist and just passing the days until you miss your chance to do them totally. I guess that's one way to do it. To starve them out, And there is value to that. In a certain sense, all suffering comes from desire, and how do you snuff out a desire? Where energy flows, things grow. And I'm talking cliches, but there are so many things I used to want that I can't even remember right now. I couldn't even pull an example of something that I remember, and I used to want a truck. I still kind of do. But, I mean, I don't have the feeling of desire. It's a different thing than the practical want of the thing. What I want right now, and I might succumb, that new Mugenics game, it looks pretty good. It's just hard to justify another avenue to hide from my responsibilities. And you'd be like, buddy, you work a job, and you see your child, and you do some social obligations, and you're an upstanding member of, I don't know, of the country, I guess, or at least a member. And it's like, all this is true. And gosh darn it, I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. But it's amazing how much free time I actually do have, and that I don't use on anything productive. And productive, that's that is a word which gets some flack, and it should be, because we aren't measured in what we produce. You know what I mean? How are human beings measured? I don't know, but not as instruments of some weird cottage industry like hustle culture. I'm throwing buzzwords out. You put the pieces together, but it's not our economic value, and I don't even necessarily think it's our any type of output that we do. People who are less lazy might disagree. People see a number going up and they think that that's the meaning. The quicker someone can put a number go up, and the higher number to go up, they might think that equates to value in a human life. And hey, if I was rich, maybe I would too. But alas. So, this thing, this fear of failure thing, it can manifest like hiding from your shit. And that can manifest in a lot of different ways. Being a perfectionist is a big one. Not wanting to make anything look bad. Not taking the preparatory steps. Because a lot of stuff you can't just jump into, man. You got to prepare. I like to write. If I just start writing something, I can do that, and that's good. But it's also good to prep, to pre-write. But if I never pre-write, then I never can fill out the writing. And so there I have myself trapped again. But again, this writing thing is not like productive doesn't mean output in this sense. Or maybe it does, but maybe there's a better word. Because I would say looking at the wall and doing nothing is more productive than looking at YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. People, you might disagree with me. But I think the only way you disagree with me is if you didn't give it a shot. Because ultimately the impact is the same. Nothing will come of it, you know? At least in that 30 minutes where you either look at the wall or look at Facebook. But what do you do after you? Or YouTube. YouTube is my vice. But what do you do after you watch 30 minutes of YouTube? Do you watch more YouTube? You know what I mean? Do you lay in bed? Now tell me what you're gonna do. And you might not know this, maybe you've never done it. But what do you do after you stare at the ceiling for 30 minutes? Give it a try. I promise your brain will feel better than watching YouTube for 30 minutes. Coming from a man who's probably watched like 2 hours of YouTube today, and it's only, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. End of the day is there are better ways to rest than the ways you are resting now. And I guess in that sense, I am an advocate for hustling. Hustle to rest optimally. Enough with the giving other people your time for free for their gain. This gambling bullshit that's taken over the country. All these things on your phone that are designed so you never put them down. They're literally... You think because you use it for free that it's free, right? Use it for free, but they are robbing you blind, my friend. Oh, think about that, man. You use it for free, but they're robbing you blind. How does that make any sense? I don't know, but it's a damn good business model. And I think it's true. So yeah, I'd say in summary, do something today. Make a stupid YouTube video where you just talking to the camera. Hell, don't even post it if you don't want to. But I'd love to see it. I love watching, I don't know, people of my social strata post videos about their life giving advice. And maybe it's bad that I didn't give a specific example of my failures. I mean, what's there to say though? Just to close your eyes and imagine a man laying in bed watching YouTube 6 hours a day for the last 10 years. That should give you a pretty good visual. Imagine a man not putting his pants on. Just imagine someone not doing anything, but at the same time, not developing the constitution of a monk. Just slowly disintegrating into mental, spiritual, physical mush. And then you have a pretty good grasp of my failures. Now, this is another, you know what? This is another thing I wanted to talk to everybody about. And maybe this is more of a later discussion, but we keep such good track of our failures mentally, and sometimes we even give our failures more credit than they deserve, you know? We compare ourselves to other people. Don't do that ever, basically, unless you are going in with like a razor sharp precision. Comparing yourself to other people is about the equivalent of using fentanyl. Like, there are medical applications of it, but you don't want to be, eyeballing your measurements. It's funny, we're talking about failures. How's that? How's that for one? But anyway, give yourself some credit. And one way you can do this is get a little piece of paper and write down some things you want to do this week and then mark them off. And maybe even these things can be like routine things and you do a tally next to them. That's what I did for like the first 6 weeks of this year, and I gotta get back to it because it was magnifico. It was great for my mental. But an example of that would be like calling someone on the phone or writing for 20 minutes or doing nothing or going on a walk, things that are, if you're honest with yourself, you can do and not even get that much away from your vices. Like a tally could be like, I put on my pants before 9 a.m. Something I gotta get back to. But anyway, that's the probe. I thought about doing some more like actual specific current events and stuff like that, but I've got nothing to offer on it. I feel like it should be self-evident. I did make a sign to protest, so if you see me out on the streets, say hey, but other than that, just take care of yourselves. Did I have a sign-off phrase? I don't know, but bye.